So we will go to the one second, let me commit. Okay, so first we will do, so let me see React. Let's go to the master. Okay, in the master, I have app.js right now pointing to routing 4. If I start this, let's see what happens. So what I will do, I will buy a domain and I will create this website and I will point that domain to this one. Okay. So now let's check it. What's happening? Right now this is the home something campaign. Let's change the campaign to some other name. If you see my domain name, it is donateglobal.us. Let's put this one. I'll go to layout 4, navbar. In navbar, I will say donateglobal.us. So when I go here, it's saying donateglobal.us. Right now the site is not there, and I'll just show you how to get the domain and put it there. Okay. So now I'll come out from my npm run start. I'll go to the client folder, cd client. Inside cd client, I will say npm run build. Before saying npm run build, I need to do some changes in my website. So right now, you need to just see it. No need to do it because this is the process when you want to do the domain part. I will do quickly in 10 minutes. Maybe some things may go not perfectly well with you, but it's okay for now. So what I will do, I will not, I already installed this Spark server there on the server, okay, for my other domain. So this is not really needed for it, but then also I'll show you what changes we need to do it here. So I will do quickly, I will do some changes here. So I'll check if it is the production part, process.env.node. This will tell me if it is production or development. So if this is production, I will change the master key and the REST API key. But right now I'll not do it, but in real world I will change master key and the REST API key. I will also change the server URL. So right now server URL is the local host, but when it's a production, so I will give server URL as some website name or IP. I'm just putting dummy IP for now so that I can show you. Plus I'll put the port 1337 and pass. Because when I'm deploying it to the production, this will, this localhost may not work, or it will not work. we need some server URL like this, proper public IP or the domain name. For example, donate global.us. Anything, whatever you have, that has to be there. Right now I'm putting some dummy URL. And how to run this Node.js in the production mode. Right now it is in the development mode. So there is one application that is called PM2. I need to install the PM2. I have to say npm install PM2 -g PM2. I have to install this PM2 application. In that application, I can run my server in the production mode, in the stage mode, in the development mode, whatever mode I want, I can put it. And I also need one of the file for that, and that file is called ecosystem.config.js. Here I will put the configuration for the PM2. I will give you the configuration, sample configuration which I have. You can you can use it if you want. So this is the sample configuration. I'll name the path server, I'll give the index file, and I can give the environment, development or stage of production. And when I want to start the production version, I will run this command. Instead of npm run dev or npm run server, I will run this command. So it will run my path server in the production mode. Okay, I'll give you this file just for your reference sake. Okay, so this is the file which we created, and then I have to run this command only to run my node server. So node server is kept separately, and my React code is separately in the another folder, because I will put my React code in the Apache server, and this is node server will be only for my path server integration. Though we can put in Node both of them, but in Apache I get a lot of configuration, so I put there the client part in the Apache server, and here I just put the node server for the path server processing. Okay, so this is the changes we will do for our production based on the node server side. I have already run this for some other domain, so we will not run this again, but I showed you what you have to do. Just run that ecosystem file, that's it, to run the node path server. Okay, so now this is done. Another change which we have to do in the React part, in the React right now it's calling the local host. So I need to change here also, so that it should call my production server. So here I can say if process.env.node environment is equal to production, then I will do something, otherwise I will call locally. So this local part will be called only when the environment is not production, that is in the development. I will call this local. But when my when my server is production, then I will call the server URL here. So right now my server URL is here at this location. I will put that location here. But we need to commit it, otherwise this will not work. HTTP 73.202.116.212 and 1337 is same. So this is my production URL and this is my local URL. If I'm calling my website through production any domain, it should call this IP, and if it is my local development, I will call this IP. and I have to use parse also same way as I have used it. Don't use this for your purpose. This is only, you know, for my server. Don't call this one because, you know, if I see your thing coming in my parse, I may delete it or I will block you kind of thing, because this is my personal one. I'm just showing you for the demonstration purpose. Okay. So this is all about the React one. Now what we have to do to make it work on the production. Right now, if you see, my site is simple, just home here, because I have not started working on this domain. Okay, we will work on this domain soon in few weeks. Once I am done with all other past project, we will start that one. So what I have to go? I have to go to client folder. I have to run npm run build. Let's wait for this build to finish up. Now what will happen when I call the build? A build folder is created and the files will be saved here. Okay, let me stop this for a second. So files will be saved in the build folder, and since in the app.js, I'm calling routing 4, so whatever is built in this build folder will be based on the routing 4. Okay, so that is the one thing which you need to remember. Okay, let's run this again. Okay, so this is done, build is done, and build folder is created. You know, this my application is using routing 4. So what I will do, I will create one folder here. I will name it as donate global.us, for example. And I will copy everything which is in the build folder into my this domain folder. Because if I want to build my campaign website, I will just change this routing 4 to routing 3, and then when I will build, it will build the campaign website, and then I can create a new folder for the campaign and copy all the build files there. So like that, I will create different domain files for my different domains. So build folder will be temporary for the build process. Once the build is done, I will copy its content into my respective domain so that that domain can work properly. Okay, so let's write now. Now this is done, right? My folder is created, donate global. Now what I will do, I will just commit my changes so that I can show you how I will install on the server. Okay, so any questions till now? Have you understood what I'm doing? Yes, I did only npm run build, and build folder was created, and I copied the files from that to donate global. And I also changed the index.js to support my production version of the parse server. And in the server side, I created this ecosystem file, and I also changed here if there is a production one, I change the configuration to production. Yes, I already bought the domain campaignninja.us. Since I already attached that domain to my server, so I was just showing this another domain, donateglobal.us, which I will assign it to my desktop at my home. So I have another computer at my home. I will make that as a hosting server, and I'll point that to that one. Okay, so this step is done. Let's do the next step. So I committed my files. Okay, now what I will do, I will go to my server and do the changes there. Let's go to the server. Okay, can you see my server? Can you see the screen? What are you seeing here now? TeamViewer. Can you see the TeamViewer? Yes,
Yes,
this is my
sir.
server. I connected my server using the TeamViewer. So here I will install my this, the one which I just now committed. So this one I just now committed, and I will install it. So when I will install there, my website will look like this one. It will look like this one. Nothing is there, but at least you can see some home. You can see this home. Okay, at least I should see. So when I put this donateglobal.us in the URL, I should see this one. Okay, so that is the task which we are trying to achieve. Okay, so here let's go to okay, let me okay, let's go to my GitLab. I need to so this is my already different one, different branch which I use personally for my projects, and this is something the all which you all have. So I will try to take clone this one. Okay, so let's clone this one. I will go to any folder. So these are all GitLab projects. I just want to create one more. Okay, let me do it here. I will say Git Clone. I can do command line also, but this is another tool which I want to show you. So it will install in the all folder. I want recursive. Okay, so this is done. I will change the branch. Let me see how can I change the branch. Currently it's a main branch. Let's go to develop branch. Okay, let's see. I can pull. Okay, it's up to date. It's saying up to date. Let's see if I have all. Okay, so let's see if I have build folder. Okay, build folder does not go to the server, this GitLab. So we have this donate global.us. Okay, so this is something now. My files and folders are here on this one. Okay, let's try to first change the domain setting here so that I can use my server. So let me do some settings change here. So I will keep the name, keep basic DNS. If you remember in the campaign, I changed to the custom DNS and I give the name server. But that is if I have some shared hosting. But now, since I have my server at my home, I will just give the IP here. So first thing I need to put the A record. In the A record, I will put host as star and the IP address of my server, which is this one, and I'll save it. I will create another A record, and this time I will put at the rate in the host. I will put same IP address, and I'll say save. I will try another A record. This time I'll say www, and I'll put this one here. I will put one more A record with the mail. So mail thing is still I am trying to figure out how I can configure on my desktop. So right now I will just put this mail, but still it's not working. I need to do more configuration changes for the email part. So that part I will talk later once I set it up, that one also. Because when you when you have shared hosting, you get everything. Mail is by default there. Since I'm configuring this in my local, so I need to read some documentation how to configure the mail. So for now, mail is not working, or I have not set it up properly. I have not tested it even. Maybe it is working. I don't know. I have not tested it. And here I will create one MX record. This is also for mail. No need for the domain part, but right now I'll just create it. Later on, I may change it because I have not tested it yet. Right now I'll put anything mail host. I will put donate global.us. Priority I'll put some 10. Save all changes. So don't look at this mail settings, because once it will work, I will let you know again. But right now, these top 3 are the main settings for the domain part. I did these settings. I downloaded this file which I want to use it. Now this is the Apache server that is called XAMPP control panel. You need to install that, download that and install that. I have used this PHP 5.6 in this one. You can use new one also, whatever you want. But for the backward compatibility, because I have a lot of files in PHP 5.6, and that's the reason I installed this one, control panel. Once you install this, there is a configuration, and that configuration is inside Apache. I know it will go on top of your head, but just look at here. Maybe tomorrow when you are familiar with it, you will know it. So here it is a vhost, virtual host, and here I will open it with Notepad. So right now I have assigned the two domain. One is campaign ninja.us and another one is script plans with different folder. This is different folder. I will copy this for my new domain, which I just now pointed it to. If I have HTTPS, I will also change the port. Right now, I have not bought the HTTPS, so I will be using 80 number port. Now here I will give you the path of the folder where I have saved the file. So path is here in donateglobal.us. I will just take this path and put it here. I will just put all backslash to forward slash. Okay, so this is my folder. So you have to configure this virtual host like this, whatever I have done with the server admin, my email, document root where my files will be there. Server name, it will be the domain name, whatever we have. It's a donateglobal.us. And alias will be with the www.donateglobal.us. Logs will be donateglobal.us. And I will change this path also. And here I'm saying to allow everyone to view the website. Okay, I will save it. Once I will save it, I will go to the server and I will restart it. Okay, maybe. Okay, I will restart it. I will stop it and start it. Oh, if there is error in this file, this will not start it. Now you see 80443 port because there is no error on this virtual host file. Now I will go here and see my domain is working. Generally, when I set the domain, it may take 24 to 48 hours to set the domain. But right now, we will see if it is working or not. If it is not, then we will wait. So it's working. So it sometimes does quickly like it does now. So the website which I showed you there, it's coming here. You can also test this if you go to this URL, whether you are getting this or no. Let me know if it is working for you also. Just go to donateglobal.us. Can anyone check if this is working for you? I will give you the URL in the chat. Okay, so it's working for you, right? Okay, so that means everything was set up quickly. Now, whenever I will do this change, what I will do, I will do the run build again. That run build again, and then I will copy the files from the build folder and delete all these old files. In the donateglobal.us, I will delete all these old files. I will put the new files, and then I'll commit it, and then I'll go to my server. Then I'll go to my server, and I will go here and just pull the record. I will just go here, and I will say right click, pull. Once I pull it, all new files will come here, and I don't even need to restart the server. it will automatically be the new website. Okay, so that is how we do it on this one. There are few more things to remember, because if I have some path like /login /, so it may, when you refresh that page, it may not work properly. So we will take another session how to fix that one. That is not the part of today's class. I already am running that, path server here. These are the logs you will be able to see, which is coming, because this is coming from the PM2. So I'll show you what I'm doing. I will come out of this one. So if you see, I will stop my path server like this. This is the path server stopped. If I want to start it, I'll just say PM2 start ecosystem config.js environment production. Once I say this, my path server started with the online status online, and then I can monitor. This is the monitor screen. I can monitor it. So if I refresh this page, okay, let's go to login. Yeah, see, this refresh doesn't work because of that thing I told you. But I already also installed the campaign Ninja. Let's go to that website. So I created 2 campaign also: Stop the Russia-Ukraine War, Ron DeSantis for USA President 2024. Just install this one, and you will see some logs are coming here on the path server. This will continuously monitor my server, and this is something. Okay, so that's all for the installation part. Now, so this is whatever I'm building it. Okay, whatever I'm building it, I'm trying to upload it on my Campaign Ninja. Maybe in the class I'm going slow, so that is a different thing. But this I am trying to build in my another folder, and I'm trying to finish things as early as possible. This is right now. So this is the person. Right now he's the governor of Florida. So I feel that he should be the president for 2024. So I just created one campaign for that one. Okay. So this detail page we have not built in our class. I will build that detail page. Right now this right side part is hard coded with my name and my details. This will be dynamic soon, in few days. So though I created this domain, though it's not completely done, but I just put it on the server because I know nobody will be using now till I advertise it or till I say anyone to use it. Okay, so this is something we'll work some soon in few days. Okay, now next question is, what about the form which I asked you last time? Anyone has done that? The movie one. So this server part is very big. I don't want to explain you now. You go through the video, and if you don't understand, you can ask me tomorrow, because that whole thing is taking half an hour of time. So maybe you need to go through again. But it's a complicated. You might be doing it first time, so it is complicated. So go through, watch the video again and again. And if you don't understand, I will explain only that part which you don't understand. Okay, I don't want to waste half an hour again to explain the whole process now. Okay, but if you don't understand any part of it, then after watching the video, I will be sharing the video, then I will explain that part. Is that clear? Okay, so last time I asked you the form. Okay, who has committed this one? Sonu has committed. Let's see. Any other person? Not completed. Because I will not be doing that one. Okay, I will only guiding you, and I will be checking if you have done correctly or not. That's what will be the task. Movie project I will not do. You have to do. It's for you. Okay, let me check Sonu Singh's one. Okay, let's check it. Anyone else has done it? Okay, Rakesh. So if you don't complete it, I will not move. So it's a add form. If you think that, okay, you do or no, it's up to you. I will not go to next step because you have not done the first step. Once everyone complete the form, then I will go to the next step. Otherwise, it will be unnecessary waste of time. Where is it? Sonu, where you have committed it? Website 5. Did you commit now? Okay, let's check. I don't see website 5. Only readme file is there. Is it committed, Sonu? I don't see it. Just check again. Have you committed in any other person's folder or in your folder only? Okay, so I will wait for you to complete that one, but I will give you another assignment for today. If you do or not, it's up to you, but I will give you one assignment. So you have to create one page. So maybe you can create new one. I will just help you what you want to do. Next project will be, for example, website 5. Okay, so here I will show you what you have to do. Okay, so the movie part we will talk once you complete the first page form. Okay, now this is something, this project is about forms. So you have to create one page called as forms.jsx. In that page, you have to start with the grid. Okay, grid. Let's see where is the grid. You have to the grid so that you can put something on the left side, something on the right side. Okay, give 6, 6. Right now you are seeing here 8, 8, 8 and 4, but you give 6 and 6. So half of the form will come on the left side, half of the form will come on the right side. You have to research how you will do that. We already did in the current website. I will show you where we have used it. So in the login part, if you see, okay, not login part. Login part is not right. Yeah, in the register page, you have the grid and you will see text fields are inside the grid. So similar to that, you have to build it. Now what you have to build in the grid? So this is forms. So you have to put all the kinds of form fields in that page. For example, you put this autocomplete, this part hard-coded shape. Then put this all kinds of this one form kind of thing, whatever it you see here. Okay. So put this country select. So you have to go through all the examples and put it in the form. Every code is here. Just copy that code and put it there. So maybe create different files. Don't put everything in one file. Maybe put this in the one file and call it another form page. Put this in another file, call it in the form page. Put this in another form, call it in the form page. So you have to put everything which you see, all the examples you should put. These are the hard-coded values. It's fine for now to put the hard-coded values. So you will see a lot of examples are there for autocomplete. Maybe I see 20, 25 examples are there. So just put it everything. So this is a big project. It may take time, a week, 2 weeks, depending on how much you do it every week. So after you're done with autocomplete, go with the button. Okay. Okay, Rakesh. Now button is you should put button kind of in the form. All kinds of buttons should be there. And each part should be in the different file, but you have to call in the main form page. So there are a lot of 25, 30 buttons are there. You have to put everything. Then go to button group, checkbox, this all everything till toggle button. And then we don't have the form element here. We don't have, okay, that's all. So you have to go up till toggle button. And if you feel this is very difficult, at least start with only one example of autocomplete, put it there, one example of button, put it there, one example of the button group, put it there, one example of checkbox, put it there. So if you put only one example, then it will be easy for you to do it. But when you get time, try to do it all. Why I'm telling you to do all? Because then you will get an experience of using all kind of form fields, which will help you in different projects. So it's up to you. If you have a lot of time, try to put everything. But if you don't have time, just put at least one example of autocomplete, one example of floating action button, one example of radio button. At least do that one thing. Okay, that is the homework which I gave you. I will not be doing all these things. I will just give you. If you have problem in doing it, then I will help you. But I will not do everything for you. Okay, so you have to try yourself. Okay, let's now go to our project. Okay, let me see. Okay, so you have the movie name, description, then you have the button. Where are all other fields? I haven't told you to submit the form, save the form, but at least we have only two fields. What we discussed about 10 fields. We need to add all the 10 fields. These two fields have no value because we already did lot of examples with one or two fields. I want to see all the fields. Okay, so try the select box, and if you cannot do, then I will help you with that one. Okay, so let's try to work on the project, and that is the last time what we were doing. Last time So we were having this test, and when I was trying to check this, it goes to the server. See, it is saving the server. I am getting the response right here, this one. It is saving in the server that I checked it. That means I completed this task. So for all three, I am putting in the server. Let's see in the server now. So for the campaign GN, I put all these three records, top three. Okay, that I completed it. But it is checked here also. But when I refresh it, it is gone. So we need to get it from the server and display it from the server. So let's do that part now. So to get this detail from the server, I will write a function which will get the detail for this table, task my status. So let's do that. We'll do some small thing only today, that one, to get it task from the server and do it. So the component, let's say 3, campaign, details, task, and here in the task list, I call this checked one. So here I have to call that function that whatever from the server is there, I need to get the data whether I have submitted that task or not. So let me go here in the task util and I will create a function to get the data. Let me put the function name as get my task. Okay, now I will give you the task. You have to do this task. I will just guide you what you have to do. So get my task means what I have to do, whether I have to post or I have to query the server. What should I do? Query, or I should create a new record, or what? I want to display the task which I have already selected or completed. So what should I do? Query. So it is saying query. Query is correct. So here we have to do the query. I will comment it, query. Now we have to query which table. So if you see this table, we have to query C1 task my status. Which table we have to query? This table. Now what things I have to pass here based on which I will be querying. Okay, so one thing is I need the campaign. So right now if you see in all the file, we have saved the campaign in the form of the detail. So I will pass the detail in this function. And I will also pass, sorry, one second. I will also pass this task IDs, because on this page we have 3 tasks. I will pass either task ID or I can pass all this task in the name of ID. So I have to query the database, this database, that for campaign this, because we are in this campaign, for user this, and for the task may be any of these 3, because on this page we have 3 tasks. So I will pass all these tasks in this query and I will try to see which one I have marked it true or false. And I will also pass completed equal to true. If completed true is coming to me, I will mark it as checkbox here. So I will write a query. You have to write a query I will help you with what we need. We need to see the campaign should be equal to this detail. We have to see that user is the logged in user. We have to see completed status is true, because if it is uncompleted, anyhow it is unchecked. So completed should be true. And I will pass this IDs. This IDs can be only numeric IDs, or it can be the path server record. Right now we are getting this record, path server record. So we can pass that record here in this ID. So I will say task should contain in, this is the syntax in the path which we use to match the query. And here I will say tasks, and I will pass the IDs, this ID which we are getting. So this may be array of ID, or it may be array of the records. Either is fine. And if we get this true, I will return the data. So I want you to write a query like we have written a lot of queries, like this is one of the query, this is another query. So I want you to write a query so that I can get all the records of the user, whatever I have completed true for this particular campaign. Can you write down the query? You have 2 minutes to write down, complete it. I see only one line of query from Rakesh and Anand. I need you to handle all this requirement. Okay, so time up. I don't see any valid answer from anyone. I'll write out my answer. I'll start with the query. I'll give the table name. What is the table name? Okay, so this is the first line which everyone gave me correctly. Now next is query dot equal to. So first I'll check with the campaign is the one which I'm using it. I will pass that detail for the campaign. Second thing will be query equal to. I'll check with the whether the logged in user is querying his records. Because I want to check only for my records. I don't want to check for other people's record. I will also see that completed should be equal to true because I don't want to see uncompleted. That's why I want to check it. And I will pass this IDs as a task IDs or record and I will check that also. So last will be the query dot contained in. This is the syntax for array checking. So I'll put the field name and IDs which I will pass as an array. This will be our query for this one, and then I will say I will return some my tasks equal to await query dot find, and then I'll return this my task. Okay, so just write down this 4 lines of the code for get my task, and then we will use this on the page. Okay. Okay, so let's now try to use this function. So I'll call this function here on this page. Okay, call this function. So here I will call this function. I'm trying to see where should, yeah. So whenever we get this results, whenever this results get changed, I will call this function to pass the new ID to that function. So let's see what happens in this results. So here I will say, I will save this results in another variable. called as results equal to state.results, because I want to see what happens, what is coming in this result. This is the results of nothing but this is the results of this task 1, 2, 3. So if I refresh this page, you will see these results are coming 3, 1, 2, 3. So first one title is test. Second one title is test 2. And third one title is test 3. So what I will do, I will pass all these tasks in this function as IDs, so that I should get the response for those IDs only. Because I might have checked for another campaign also, but I want for only this campaign and those IDs which are visible here. So I will pass this IDs here to get the details for that only. So let's try to integrate now in this one. So we have the results. I will write down another use effect. And this use effect will have the arrow function with parameters, and this parameter will be results. Inside this use effect, I will create one function which will be async. Because this use effect is not async, we need to create another async function to call our async functions requirement. Okay, so inside this async function, I will see what is the results coming here. And now in this one, I will call my task util kind of thing function. So let's call this one. So let's call this function. I will pass the detail which is coming from the here. Detail is this one. And this in the IDs, I will pass the results, because results is something which we get it from the server. And I will put it in some variable. Return equal to await get my task. Here also I need to pass the detail and results both as a dependencies. I will see what is coming in the return. I refresh it. Okay. Now I'm getting return as null here. We get results now here. After results, we're not getting anything. Let's check. I'm calling get my task. Return is coming empty. First thing is we need to pass this results. If results is, if we have results dot length greater than 0, if results dot length is equal to 0, I don't want to call. Okay, and then in this function I will just print the query to see what query is coming. Okay, so we have the results and we have the query, but we are not getting any of the return statement. So let's see what's the problem. We have the campaign completed true. Okay, task is going as empty. So we need to take care of this one. And user is correct. So something wrong with this task going is empty. We should send this 3 tasks there, but right now it's going empty. So let's see why it's going to. Okay, I'm passing results. Actually, I want to pass as IDs. So I will say IDs is equal to results. Now we will get the correct one. Okay, now let's check. We have the results, we have the query. Inside query, we will get the task of 3 array, which we have the 3 array. And each one is pointing to this, this, and this. And we are getting the return because I have checked all the 3. For example, if I uncheck any of it, now how many will come? I uncheck 1. So how many of the return record will come? 2. Let's double check. We're getting 2 on. So return is coming now 2 because I unchecked 1. Now if I get the record here, then I will check it. And if I don't get record here, I will not check it. So to check it, we will see what things should we do so that I should know that I have to check it. So whenever I check it, what happens, we will see now. So whenever I check it, this handle toggle is called and we will have this checked state variable which gets updated. So if I try to do console.log of this, you will see what is happening. So once I click this one, you will see check this, giving me this ID. If I check another one, it is updating the ID. Third one, it is updating with the third ID. Now we have to update this check with this like of structure so that it should be checked already. So in our code, we are getting the results back here. Now we have to manipulate this results so that check should be updated with the IDs which we get here. Or these IDs are also nothing but the task ID. So if you see ZIJJ, what is this? Task ID. Let's see the task ID. So this one is GIGG1, this one. What is next one? OKM. OKM. So we need to update this check with the proper ID. Now if you see what we are getting here, let's see what we are getting here. So we are getting three records, and in 3 records we are particularly concerned about this task. So what we have to take this task ID, not this ID, because this ID is different. This is my status ID, but here we need to take this ID, task ID. So let's take that one and put it in the checked one. So I'll loop through this return record. I'll say if return dot length is greater than, if return and return dot length is greater than 0, then I will loop it. Okay, and I will create an array which I will update with the checked one, because we need the ID of each one. So here I will say I will create one array and I will loop this one, rate dot for each and for each I will get some parameter, for example record, and here I will say array dot push with record dot record dot what should I write? Can anyone suggest me? Task ID. So how should I get task? Record.get task. Is it task or task? It's tasks. Record.get tasks.id. So once I say array push, all the ID will be pushed in this array. And after we are done with the for loop, I will call this set checked parameter. Set checked parameter with the array. So it will update the checked one. I will delete all this one, not needed. So now, if I refresh the page, you will see all are checked. Let's uncheck two of them. I refresh it. I will get only one checked. And let's refresh it. I'll get two checked. So now data is coming from the server. Whatever I check, I can see it here. So that is all for today. You go through the file again. I will send you this task list and task util file. Go through it and see if you can understand what I have written. So this is one file task list and this is the task util file. Okay, that's all for today. See you tomorrow.